So my Dualtron 3 has just arrived. We just pulled it off the truck. I looked it over real quick. We had one little nick in the box here that I looked at just to kind of check it over while the UPS guy was still here. Other than that, the box is in pretty good shape. It came from California. I'm out here in Colorado. They shipped it on Friday. Today's only Wednesday, so I got it incredibly fast. That's one bonus of buying this particular scooter from Mini Motors, is you're not getting it shipped from China. Another little nick in the box there, but that's just styrofoam behind it, so you can kind of see the specs on it, 85 pounds. So let's open this up and see what we're dealing with. Alright, so I'm guessing that all happened. That's the highest point of the scooter. So immediately I got a box. Not sure what that is. Remote for the LEDs. That is out of the bag. This is cool. Power cord. That's some type of plug, or no, that'd be a bolt cover there. And then they give us a little multi-tool. Oh, that's cool. It even says Dualtron on it. Let's see. Not sure what that goes to just yet. You can see, caution, read before riding. Yeah, all in all, it looks good. I mean, it's packaged pretty well in the box, other than this, so a little bit of a nick there, but I guess we can let that slide. All right. It looks pretty solid straight off the bat. I mean, it just, first glance, you know, it doesn't look cheap. And it's not cheap. This is my first scooter in 15 years. My first scooter I bought, I think I was 14 years old. It's about a 10-inch deck on it. I think it had a max speed of 12 miles an hour, and the battery was horrible. At the end of its life, I could get maybe around down to my friend's house, who was literally on our same road and back without it dying. I'm assuming. So that's off. Just assuming. Go. Initial height is nice. I know we're sitting on probably an inch of foam and box, but I mean, that's pretty good height. I'm 6'2". Part of the reason why I went to Dualtron 3 over the Spider, amongst a few other things. Your insurance policies may not provide coverage for accidents involving the use of this scooter. To determine if your coverage is provided, you should contact your insurance company or agent. Definitely won't. Alright, now that we have the Dualtron cleaned up a bit, we got all that styrofoam swept up. I did notice there was some styrofoam down in the ABS braking system, so I blew that out and made sure we didn't have any interference or anything, you know, getting stuck down there. Same with the front. So overall, I mean, this thing looks pretty solid. I'm about to put it together and get it charging. This hanging from the handlebars, qualified certificate, checker, quality control pass, date, not sure. I guess we'll call this vlog 0. I've had my Dualtron now for a week and a half, and it truly has exceeded my expectations when it comes to what I was expecting in an electric scooter. I looked at quite a few all across the market, and I read the reviews and the customer service when it came to specifically the Dualtron scooters, which are in partners with Mini Motors USA. So there's a couple companies here in the United States that sell them, and they actually have, United States line. You can call them, which was kind of a big deal. A lot of scooters out there are Chinese companies, and when you would read reviews about their customer service, it was either hit or miss. And the Dualtron, from what I read, was pretty good. When I ordered my scooter, they actually contacted me that night and verified my address and made sure they were shipping it to the right person and the right house. And I got it relatively quickly, and I have actually enjoyed it since the moment I've got it. I wish the weather would be a bit better. I would have put more than 65 miles on it, but when the weather's good, like it is here, man, this thing moves. I typically ride around with turbo mode, but just single motor mode. With those two engaged from a stop sign or stoplight, you have enough power to, you'll be faster than a car from the start. If you have, the dual motors engaged, it's gonna be more power than you really want. You can handle it. It's not like it's gonna take off on you or anything, but you gotta lean forward and it will go. You have to be ready. So what I usually do is when I hit about 15 miles an hour, hit the dual motor mode, lean forward, and it takes off. You'll get to 35 miles an hour pretty quick. At least I do. I'm 6'2", 155 pounds, so I'm a bit on the lighter side. This thing gets up and goes for me, but it has a lot of torque. One of my friends has rode it. First thing, he rode it around in single motor mode, and then the moment he finally went to the dual motor mode, he was like, holy cow, it's an entire second gear. And it really does feel like that. You hit that dual motor mode and it's like a second gear kicks in, it takes off. And for me, I've hit 40 miles an hour a few times now. I don't really need to go that fast. Most of the speed limits and stuff I ride around town are 25 miles an hour and 30 miles an hour, and I'm just as quick as the cars. Going down Mountain Avenue here, there's no car that's going to be quicker than me. I could ride in the bike lane, but the street's actually a bit smoother. So right now I have turbo and single motor engaged, and it's just a nice cruise. You can control it pretty easily. It doesn't feel like it's going to get away from you or anything. I've rode it around downtown a few times, a couple times at night, and it gets some looks, especially with the LEDs. The LED lighting is really, really cool with the remote that you get. I love the sound of it too. It picks up really well on camera. It's so silent. You actually have to be kind of careful coming up behind people because they just don't hear you. I should put a bell on it. So if you're looking into scooters and you're able to afford and spend the money on one, really look into why you would, if you're debating, should I spend upwards of $3,000 on a scooter? Take it into consideration where you live. How far do you typically travel? I don't go more than 3 miles at most any day. I have a bicycle that I have also. Just choose, the scooter that's right for you. From what I've read in, the first week and a half of owning it, the Dualtron is above and beyond what I expected, to be honest.